Hello everyone. So we're just continuing on with that question 4, and then the last part of that question 4 is asking me to do this an induction question. It's asking me to do 4n to the minus 1 minus 7n greater than 0. So I need to prove this for all n greater than or equal to 2. Okay, so I'm going to call this this thing t of n. Okay, so let t of n be 4 to the n minus 1 minus 7n. Okay, so we're going to start off with t2. So t2 is equal to 4 squared minus 1 minus 7 times 2, so that will be 14, right? So this will end up giving me so that'll be 16 minus 1, that'll be 15. 15 minus 14 is equal to 1, which is greater than 0. Okay, so term 2 is safe. Term 3. Now, term 3, some people choose not to do this, but I'm going to be doing it just to be safe. Alright, so it's going to be 4 cubed minus 1 minus 7 times 3, which is 21. So, and this is going to be equal to 42, and again, that is greater than 0. Now, because we're doing induction, we need to have a tk term, and say assume. We really need to have this term. Assume tk is true. Tk is greater than 0. Okay, which is just writing out what we had before, right? So so this means that 4k minus 1 minus 7k is greater than 0. I suppose I should write for k greater than or equal to 2. Now, the tk plus 1 is going to be equal to 4k plus 1 minus 1 minus 7 times k plus 1. Right? So, the idea behind any induction term I would say, is to write the k plus 1 term in terms of the k term. All right, so that's always what we're trying to do. Okay, let's try and see what we can get out of this. Now we'll write this 4k plus 1 as 4 times 4k, right? And then the rest of it will follow as minus 1 minus 7k and then minus 7, right? Okay, now I've said, so using this thing over here, I can rewrite this as 4k is greater than 1 plus 7k, right? So using this thing, I can rewrite this part as me. So let me rewrite this. 4 times 4k is so combined terms will be this will be minus 7k minus 8. Okay, so this part is going to be greater than 4 times 1 plus 7k. So remember, this came out of this thing. So if 4k is greater than 1 plus 7k, I can write this part as 4 times 1 plus 7k, well, greater than that, minus the rest of it. Okay, so now the rest of it, I'm just going to write this minus 7k minus 8. So the right hand side is simply going to become greater than, I guess this dot dot is greater than, expanding the bracket, this will become 4 plus 28k minus 7k minus 8. So this will be 21k minus 4. Okay, and now for k greater than or equal to 2, remember, if I plug in k greater than or equal to 2, this is always going to be greater than 0. So you might as well write the last one separately. So for k greater than or equal to 2, 21k minus 4 is greater than 0. Therefore, tk plus 1 is also greater than 0. Okay, so there you go. All right, so let me revise how I went about doing this question. So you always need to have this first term. All right, so whenever they will tell you what the first term is, because from here n is greater than or equal to 2, you can figure out what the first term is. T3 is somewhat optional, right? But it's safer to do so because it you can get patterns out of it, I guess. Anyway, TK is a must, so you must say assume TK is true. So in this case, my TK is greater than 0, so I need to write that down, right? And then I go about getting TK plus 1. The idea, remember, is to get TK plus 1 in terms of my previous one. Okay, so in this case, I broke it down so that I could see something that's somewhat similar to this. Okay, so 4 times 4k, and I rewrote it, the 4k I rewrote as 1 plus 7k. It's greater than 1 plus 7k. All right, and then playing around with this, I end up getting 21k minus 4, and then for k greater than or equal to 2, that's always going to be, because for example, if I plug in k equals 2 over there, we 42 minus 4, and so on. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much question 4 done. If you have any questions, let me know, and please rate this video. Thank you.